The premise of today's video is the most profitable and successful side hustle for 2023. So keep watching, because today we're gonna teach you about pallet sales and how to make money by flipping pallets and returns. Yeah, truck came, 3 customers pulled up, it's 20 degrees outside, and I didn't have time to grab the camera during the hot selling moments. So
what's the good news though? How many mystery boxes did you get?
We got a lot of mystery boxes. We got it's like 420 mystery boxes, I believe, plus some. So not bad at all. So definitely more than enough for you to buy on nicefindwholesale.com, baby. Woo! Nice Find, the place to find something nice every time. If you are new to our channel, we are Nice Find Wholesale in North Aurora, Illinois, and we are a liquidator. We buy returned merchandise from big box retailers or overstock, and we sell it for a profit. So how do we do that? Well, buy a whole truck. This is what they call return pallets. If you are not familiar with return pallets, they can be very profitable and very, 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 very recession proof. And why is that? Because during a recession, everybody's looking for a deal. We got a video to shoot and we got a customer. It's a win-win and a lose-lose. Because I want to shoot this video, but I don't want to interrupt.
What's going on, man? Pretty good. Your name's Bobby?
Yeah.
My name's Conrad. I run the YouTube channel here. Damian said you'd be willing to talk about how much money you've made on pallet selling and flipping.
It's been pretty good so far.
Yeah?
I got a few computers out of it.
Okay, nice.
Much money.
What's the biggest profit you've made on the pallet, from how much you buy it to how much you sell all the items for, more or less?
Pallet for 500, and I got a free $700 computer out of it.
Oh, nice. Okay, that you kept and you're using, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
got it paid off for.
Cool. How much you pay for this pallet right here today?
400, and it's way better than other ones that I've gotten before from other places. See how much money I can make.
Okay. Are you already kind of looking around what's going on and,
yeah.
and what you can list for? What do you think you made on them, more or less?
I can probably sell for like 700-800.
Okay, nice,
yeah.
nice. So $400 profit?
Around, so hopefully.
Cool.
Not more.
Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll let you keep on cleaning up and doing your thing.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Life is hard. I got the sniffles.
I was gonna say you're looking kind of pale, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's honestly not good. I've been tanning all week. Darn. Just kidding. I have I shouldn't be saying this. I have a sheet with all the passwords that's named not all passwords. So if anyone steals his computer, that's not the sheet you want to be looking for, that's for sure. Shameless plug, if you haven't signed up for our email list, speaking of emails, go do that. Go to nicefindwholesale.com, drop your email. We'll have a description below too. Drop your email and sign up for our email list so you can be aware of like any deals we sign out, any sales, anything that's going on at Nice Find. A way for you to make money and make some profits. Sign up for our email and you'll be the first one to be alerted. You can also opt into text messages, but that's completely up to you. If you want a text message from me.
A nice little good morning text.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning, Aurora. Give a shout out to Good Morning Aurora. They're a great podcast. Look at KK killing it over there. What a salesman. What a salesman. What a sales guy. Pants are tight. You know when you dry the jeans? When you dry the jeans, man. It gets a little tight. Okay, so let's get to the point. What is pallet flipping? I told you guys today I'm gonna show you the most profitable side hustle for 2023. Here it is. It's called pallet flipping. And no, I'm not talking about the wooden pallets where you buy, you go around the back of the stores and you pick them up and you flip them for $2. That's great and all, but there's a lot more money to be made in buying a whole pallet. These are return pallets from different big box retailers, and as you can see, they vary in prices, sizes, colors, types, and anything and everything. So you got the little 2-foot ones that you can't even see, and you got the big old 8-foot ones. Some are missing because we are actually in the middle of a pallet sale right now. Saturday morning, that's usually kind of our hottest day. A lot of resellers will come in to purchase some pallets. So how does this work, you say? And why is it recession proof? And why is it so profitable? Because these pallets come from big box retail stores that need to get rid of this inventory quickly to free up space for the next big thing. It is flipping return and overstock pallets from big box retailers for profits. So you buy a pallet like this, you take it home, you unpackage it, you test the items, you list the items, and you turn them for cash money. So if you invested $300, you're hoping to make $600. If you invested $500, you're hoping to make $1,000. And you continue the process until you can scale up, buy half a truckload, full truckload, and maybe open up your own warehouse or a bin store if you want. How do you get started, you ask? Well, you find a place like this. We're a Nice Fine Wholesale in Aurora, and we are a liquidator. We sell pallets by the truckload, big stores, discount stores, bin stores, pallet houses, things of that nature. But we also do individual pallet sales, and that's kind of what we're doing today. We're gearing up for more. We have like 7, 8 more appointments to do, and Cake is getting ready for those. But I'm gonna show you guys what happens when a customer comes into our pallet house to buy a pallet, hoping to make some profits and extra money on the side. 100% convinced this is the #1 side hustle that's not only recession proof, but also the most profitable for 2023. So step 1, Joe Schmo, this is what happens. You walk into a pallet house, you start looking at some pallets. First of all, you gotta know what you're trying to purchase and what kind of pallets you're looking for, right? Because there's tons of varieties. You can see we have Target pallets, we have Home Depot pallets, we have Amazon medium pallets, we have Amazon small pallets, we have Amazon bulk pallets. Possibilities are endless because there's so many retailers out there, and it's only growing, guys. Fun fact for you, a lot of retailers in the past hundreds of years, you know what they've been doing with your returns and overstock? Going straight into the landfills. Thank God for our friendly people in the EPA that got involved and said, nah, you're hurting the environment, and this is a ton of things that are just being wasted. Let's resell them. Think of a better way to get rid of them. This is where the liquidators like ourselves came into play. So no more landfills for these items because they're good items and they're in good condition and people can still use them. So instead of America and Europe, because it's happening in Europe as well, being wasteful and letting all these things go into the landfill, they are now coming onto the second market. So why do I think this is gonna be the most profitable side hustle? Because everybody wins, guys. More and more retailers daily are turning over to liquidation for their returns and overstock. Instead of these landfills, like, you know, there's a lot of big box retailers that are increasing their online presence, they're increasing their sales, and they're increasing their amount of returns. And with the restrictions put on these retailers to not be able to, you know, throw it into landfills and destroy these items, they have to find a market for it. AKA, this industry is just the beginning and it's gonna grow times 10 in the next 5 years or so. So there's a recent article that just came out and it just showed the progression of the liquidation industry and the second market growing in the next 10 years. And it's exponential. It's just tripling every single year because of the fact that there is a lot more online sales. There is a lot more overstock and returns because of the way America consumes product. So I'm excited because there's gonna be a ton of money to be made for everyone. All right, so after you finish with step 1, you find your liquidator, you find the wholesaler that you wanna go visit, that you wanna buy a pallet from, you know, you decide that this side hustle is for you. What's next? Get educated and vet your supplier. If you arrive at a pallet house and if they just tell you it is what it is, you're buying, you know, it's sold as is, you're buying what you get is what, none of that flies here. Like, you're here to get educated. You know, you gotta ask the right questions, obviously, but there's a lot, like all these pallets, you know, if you would ask my mom, they all look the same. They're just return pallets, but they're not. They come from different retailers, they come from different programs, and they come from different ways of life, and how they come about is very important when you're making a decision. And that's really something important to think about when you're doing this, because it's gonna eat into your profits and it's gonna decide on how much money you actually make, right? Once you find, like, you know, a pallet house that's actually being helpful, that's educating you on this, you gotta ask the right questions. The questions that I'd be asking if I got here, is this pallet returns or overstock? Huge difference. Overstock is gonna be all brand new items. It's gonna have repeats, you know, so it's gonna be one SKU, 10, 15, 40 units of the same thing. Returns are gonna be returns. They might be open, they might be damaged, they might be dirty. You know, if it's returns, the damage rate is a lot higher. But that's the main difference between the two. It's either brand new stuff with a lot of repeats of the same SKU, or it's returns, a lot of one-offs, higher damage rate, and a higher value. Another question I would ask, followed up with that, is what retailer is this from? It's a pretty simple one, right? Because, you know, the Home Depot pallet that's full of stone and tile is gonna be completely different than a Target pallet that's full of clothes, toys, housewares, and anything else you can find at a Target, right? That's very important because that's gonna determine like where you're gonna sell this stuff and what your end goal with these items on this pallet is. A Home Depot pallet is probably gonna go to a construction type of vibe, right? You're gonna find a construction worker or a house flipper that needs this type of material. Or a Target pallet, you're gonna have a lot more SKUs with a lot more homey things. So you're probably gonna be listing this stuff on Facebook Marketplace and eBay, right? Finding that retailer that works for you, depending on what you're gonna do with this stuff, is gonna determine what retailer you're gonna go with. What's next? All right, so you're in a pallet house, you're asking the right questions. The guys in the pallet house, the liquidators, are helpful. They're educating you, they're being transparent, they're showing you their pallets. What's the next question you should ask? You're ready to start your reselling journey and you're ready to purchase a pallet and flip it for a profit. What do you do next? My best advice is spend as much time in here as humanly possible, especially when you're first starting out. Get familiar with these guys. Like, this is literally free experience and free education, right? And teach yourself how to make money. So, this pallet is a great example. I see one toy, I see a second toy. I'm gonna keep walking. Another toy, another toy, another toy. I got some, I think that's like potting soil mix. Another toy, and a big brown box. I don't know anything about pallet flipping, but if I was the one, I would be choosing this one for sure. But you walk over here. It's a Home Depot pallet. 0 toys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toilet lids. Do I have a buyer for toilet lids? Do I know anything about toilet lids? No, that's gonna be a much tougher sell than those toys right there. But you see what I'm doing here? So I'm moving on to the next one. That's 1, 2, and same thing. Oh, I got another, the hose thing. What is that? It's called a hose cart. So you got a hose cart. I'm gonna whip out my phone. Wow, there's a lot of hose carts on these pallets. Let's see what they're worth. Go on Google. If you're a real OG, you just pull up the app. But I wanna show you guys what a beginner would truly should do. So, hose cart from Suncast, Home Depot. You just get the biggest details in there and you try to find the same product. Suncast steel 200-foot hose cart, right here, this one. $215, because it's not the decorative one, it's this one. Yeah, $215 retail. So now comes in the next step, is doing the math. The math is super important, because that's what's gonna determine if you're gonna make money or not. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. The money is made on the buy. That is the #1 lesson that you're gonna take away from today's video. If you make the wrong purchase today, it doesn't matter how hard you try, it doesn't matter how good you are on eBay, how good you are as of a salesman. If you bought crap, you're not gonna make money. Simple, right? So I'm gonna do the math now.
We got an expert right here, pallet sales expert.
My boy Camille. Camille runs the pallet sales here, so he is an expert. And we're gonna bring you in on some questions because I want to know the #1 questions you get asked from pallet flippers when they come in here. The excitement is unreal. If I'm doing the math, I'm gonna hope that if this works, if all the pieces are there, everything's intact, I'm gonna make 50% on this. Like, I'm gonna try to get 50% of the retail value from the person that I'm selling it to. So I'm gonna try to resell it for $107, right? So if this pallet, now here comes the math part. And this is literally the only thing that we scanned and looked at, right? We got a couple of toilet tanks here, but that I'm gonna sell for $107. If this pallet is costing me $300 and this is 107, I just do minus. I need to find another $192 worth of value at least to break even on this. If I can't find that value right now, right here at this time, I'm not buying this pallet. I'm moving on. It doesn't matter what these items are. Who cares? Check if they're selling, check sales comps, check if they're moving. And if they are, then who cares what you're selling, as long as it's making money. $63 in Home Depot. I got 2 of them. So 1, 2. So I'm just gonna do the math for the purpose of the video, okay? But if I'm gonna take 2 of these, so that's $120, right? So 60 plus 60. I'm gonna sell it for half, so I'm gonna sell it for 60. Add that 107 from that one. So I'm at 167 off this pallet right here. Just 3 items. Idea here of the step 4 of doing the math is, you know your price, $300. You scanned half of the items, the ones that you recognize, the ones that have the QR codes, the ones that aren't in brown boxes, the ones that are popping out, right? You scan half of them and you're at $150 already. You know, that's a pretty decent analysis right there that, hey, this pallet potentially could be very profitable. because you don't know what the other brown boxes are, what the other items are, right? But with just 3 items on the pallet, I'm already at half of the value. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable, right? But there's 40 other pallets. So let's keep scanning. Let's see if we can find one that's super hot and profitable.
I got a hot one. Get over here.
This kid just snuck up on me, whispered me.
No, nobody has noticed this yet, and I don't know why, but so we have a pallet here, 600 bucks, and then there's this big Halloween like figure. It's 12 feet high, and then you gotta scan 1 item on this pallet to see how much it is.
The price is right there, bro.
It's not the price.
That's
not the price. All right, we scan it on eBay. All right, $6.50 local pickup. Let's see how it's sold though. It's a skeleton that's 12 feet high. It sold November 30th for $1,200, and that was after Halloween. So
yeah, I mean, this is literally step 4, like working at its finest, right? So if that pallet is 600 bucks and you have 1 item on that pallet that you scan that you know is gonna sell for a lot more than 600, that's gonna be a winner. I mean, the worst thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna have a bunch of free stuff to put into your garage and maybe, you know, spruce up your house a little bit, and you're gonna make money on this one. If that one sold for $1,000, you're already up at $400.
yeah, you could always put it in the corner of wherever you keep all your merchandise and just have inventory building up for Halloween, because you know you have something that's gonna sell for
and Halloween's not going
$1,200
anywhere.
almost.
No, that's the perfect example of step 4. Yeah, so you gotta do the math. You gotta come in here. You gotta come into the pallet house and start scanning. Scan. Like, this is an easy pallet to scan. Look at this. You got 1 razor, 2 razor, 3, 4, 5 toys, just right off the top. So you start scanning these UPC codes with the Target app. But if you know you're looking for Amazon or Target, probably like the most popular programs, you got some Walmart too. Download those apps. It just becomes a lot quicker. What tools do you need in order to buy your first pallet? You need probably a smartphone to download the apps. I would recommend the Amazon app, Target app, Home Depot app, potentially Lowe's. You pretty much just gotta call in advance and see what kind of pallets they sell, right? And then download those retailers' apps. You also are gonna need a knife and you're gonna need some cash. If you have all those 3 things, then everything else can be figured out. Because I guess the most difficult thing that people struggle with is, where do I put this when I take it home? How do I transport it back to my home from the liquidation warehouse? All right, so step 5 in the purchasing process is find the guy that runs it and try to see if you can get a better price. Because everything is negotiable in life. That's my motto for life. Negotiate a price. See if you can get a discount. See if you can get a volume discount. That's what we call it, right? If you're buying more than 1, if they're not giving you a discount, run. Or you just didn't ask, because that could happen too. Buying more than 1, I guarantee you're gonna get a better price. Hey, I'm buying this $600 pallet. You got any $200 ones that you can maybe snag, since I'm getting a U-Haul anyways? Oh yeah, we got some crap over there. Perfect, boom, 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 boom. And now you got 2 pallets for the price of 1. That's how you flip pallets. That's the most recession-proof business that I can think of in the next couple of years, especially with the economy on the downturn. These pallet flipping side hustles are gonna take off, I guarantee you. Everyone is gonna be looking for a deal. It's unfortunate when the economy's on the downturn, people start looking for discounts because they start running out of money. And you know, everybody's gonna need stuff, right? You're still gonna have Christmas gifts, you're still gonna need birthday presents, you're still gonna need stuff for the house. A microwave is always gonna go out, you're always gonna need clothes. And these are the things that are found on these pallets at 1/10 of the price. So then you can take that and turn it into money and profit, and it's very, very scalable, folks. You can take it from 1 pallet a week to 3 pallets a week to a warehouse full of pallets in no time. It just all depends on how hard you work, how hard you hustle, and if you have the grit for it. Not as easy as it looks. I know I just made it sound easy in this 10-minute video, but it does take some education, it takes some perseverance, and it definitely takes some side hustling. So guys, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below, shoot us an email, sign up for our email list, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Not to promote Starbucks, but what's your go-to Starbucks drink?
Pike Place, Venti Pike Place, black or light cream. Depends on how hungover I am. Just kidding. No, but it is Pike Place. It is, yeah, just the black coffee. But if I'm feeling a little spicy, you know, if it's my birthday, then I'll be that that sweet foam one with the
salted caramel.
Salted caramel, sweet foam. Yup, iced coffee. That's how I pull up. God damn it, do I hate ordering at a Starbucks.